It is part 2 of Paul Robeson. So Paul has just graduated from Rutgers, and he decides after that he wants to become a lawyer, so he enrolls in Columbia Law. Now, while Paul is in law school at Columbia Law, he also is playing a little professional football on the weekends, as one does. Paul played for the Akron Pros in 1921 and the Milwaukee Badgers in 1922. And this is a photo of him with Fritz Pollard, who was the first black NFL coach. Now, while he was at Columbia, he meets Essie Good from Washington, D.C., and she on her own is very accomplished. She's a very accomplished woman. And she is the one that actually helped kind of get Paul out there into the public eye in terms of his stage career. Now, when Paul graduated from Columbia Law, he ended up working at a law firm, but he wasn't there very long because it was racist. There were people there that didn't want to work with him, and it was just not a good environment. So he decides, with the encouragement of his wife, to focus on his stage career. In 1924, Paul makes his stage debut in a play by Eugene O'Neill called All God's Children Got Wings. This play was incredibly controversial for its time. Remember, this is the early 20s. And the synopsis is basically Paul played a black husband to an abusive white woman who resents her husband's skin color and destroys his promising career as a lawyer. So there's a scene in the play where Paul and the actress that plays his wife kiss each other's hands. And people were like, oh, we ain't about that life. Negroes kissing white women? Oh no! So one of the founders of the Daughters of Confederacy said this about the play. The scene where Miss Blair is called upon to kiss and fondle a Negro's hand is going too far, even for the stage. The play should be banned by the authorities because it will be impossible for it to do otherwise than stir up ill feeling between the races. He also went on to star in another Eugene O'Neill play called Emperor Jones, slightly less controversial, but it got him a lot of attention, to the point where his wife Essie decides to quit her job and become his manager. Essie and Paul were two people who were really big in the Harlem Renaissance scene, and they got to hobnob with a lot of people that were very influential during that time. And it's also during this time that he starts to get known for not just his acting abilities, but his singing abilities. And in 1925, he gets a record deal because he's gone off singing spirituals on the radio, and they got him a record deal. Follow for more.